Hello everyone. Today we will be covering the topic of company formation in Bangladesh. And with respect to this, today we have our expert, our partner based out Dhaka, so Mr. Munji. So welcome, Mr. Munji, to this specific session related to company setup in Bangladesh. So Munji, just to start with the
Okay,
call, I would
thank
like
you
to
for
know. I would like to know about the as a foreigner, as a specific Indian resident, if somebody wants to start business in Bangladesh. So, what is the choice? Which category, which structure he should choose, and what is registration process? How it works? How long it will take? And what the challenges is there? And why an Indian resident or Indian company should invest in Bangladesh? So, this is the basic question. We'll start with this discussion.
okay for the foreign residents or foreign investors, individual investor, if they want to incorporate any business in Bangladesh, then and the main they have they need to incorporate as a 100% foreign invested company in Bangladesh. And for to incorporate 100% foreign invested company in Bangladesh, they need minimum two person. I mean, two individual. But if any foreign company, I mean, not individual, foreign entity or company, they want to business in incorporate business in Bangladesh, there have many ways. Like they can incorporate a 100% foreign invested company. They can open a branch office, liaison office. They can also incorporate a joint venture company or multinational company, this type of thing. For the foreign company, they have lots of options, but the foreign investor, individual investor, they have option to open a company as a 100% foreign invested company, or jointly they can also choose a local direct. They can also choose local directors, and they also can invest from there. So these are the options to incorporate company in Bangladesh. And the required documents, there have some required documents, like if any individual want to incorporate company in Bangladesh, they need passport copies, their photos, etc. documents, and also they need to decide how much investment they are going to do in Bangladesh. So, and the investment category, there have two type of capitals they need to select. One is authorized capital, and another is paid up capital. And paid up, for the paid up capital, they need to invest first the paid up capital, and the authorized capital, it would be the size of the company. I think you also aware of this
Yeah,
as a paid up capital, authorized capital, and
right.
uh, and the cost and fees will depend on the authorized capital. Normally there have no limit to
Hmm.
set any authorized capital or paid up capital in Bangladesh, but practically minimum paid up capital of 1 lakh BDT and Bangladesh Taka is average equal to $1,000, around $1,000,
Hmm.
and minimum authorized capital we choose, that is 10 lakh Taka, is
Okay.
around $1,000.
Yeah.
And the registration process will take around maximum 1 month to 3 months. It depends on the bank account. There have bank account opening options. I am going to discuss that part later. um, and this is the foreign investment company for the individual. But if anyone want to open just a branch office, liaison office, then they can't directly register a company in Bangladesh. They first need to get permission from our business authority. I mean BIDA, they call BIDA. We call BIDA. We need to get permission from there. And in branch office and liaison office, there have a difference, because through branch office, any company can do economic activity, also can conduct income activity. But for liaison office, they can only have a representative office. I mean, they can just manage their business through here. Like, and it's mostly liaison office is operated here for um, our garment sector, because
Hmm.
in our garment sector they mostly open a liaison office in Bangladesh to manage their export import things. And this is the category of the incorporation company in Bangladesh. But to open a company in Bangladesh, the most challenging part is the bank accounts and other things. In according to our law, our authority, they always say, okay, anyone can, any foreigners or who interested to invest in Bangladesh, who want to incorporate a company in Bangladesh, they first need to open a non-operative bank account here.
Okay.
And to open a non-operative bank account here, they must need to visit physically in Bangladesh through a short visa, no problem. But it's hard because for the small startup or a small company, they can't expense lots of money to visit here. So last time I had lots of practical experience in this sector. I visit each and every corporate bank head office in Bangladesh to solve this issue. So I found that most of the banks are not interested to open a bank account without visiting the client in Bangladesh. They must. They always offer, okay, ask the client to come Bangladesh, and we are ready to open the bank account. But when because the most of the company are offering the paid up capital very small amount, so bank don't show interested. For the big amount, they always ready to open the bank account. They were ready to give the support, and they don't make any problem.
So what is a big amount?
Our law say,
if somebody wants to open the bank account virtually, how much he should invest? What should be the ideal paid up capital if he or she is not willing to visit Bangladesh at this moment?
Okay, there are no limit. But let me say the next step. Our government also said that a person can open a non-operative bank account without visiting Bangladesh. But the option is whether they need to verify their documents through embassy or through the bank's online arrangement. Bank can, if the bank interested, they can arrange online procedures. They can send documents through the DHL method and open a bank account. But when it's come to a small investment, a small paid up capital, they always don't show the interest because they think is for this a small amount, we can't take this hassle. This hassle, they don't interest.
So now I have a couple of questions, and then we'll move ahead to next stage. First of all, let's say I wanted to start a company in Bangladesh. Do I need to apostille my document in India, or scan copy of my passport or other national ID card will work in Bangladesh? How this works?
Scan copy will be work.
And what is FDI norms? Let's say I wanted to form a company in software or mostly in manufacturing in Bangladesh because labor rates are cheaper as compared to India and other Asian countries. So what is FDI norms? Let's say I wanted to invest $100,000 or $500,000. Do I need to do any reporting? A special reporting is there, or no? I just need to transfer to bank and things are over.
No reporting required because the limited. If you incorporate as a limited company, then it will be regulated in accordance with the Bangladeshi law as it's regulated the local company. So there no need any special permission or requirement.
Okay, so you mean to say I can open a bank account. Let's say I have a $50,000 as a paid up capital. Then bank will say, okay, you don't need to come. I will support you if $50,000 is there.
Okay, this is the first stage, non-operative account.
Yeah,
but after registration, right? After registration, after completing the registration process, then we need to convert this non-operative account to operative account. And there it's mandatory requirement to visit the clients in Bangladesh. It's mandatory.
Got it. So timeline of registration will be first, as we see in India and US, that there is a name approval process, and then there is a filing process. So just for company incorporation, not for bank account, how long it will take?
If the client cooperate, it's possible within 1 month. because
Okay.
the corporate means after opening the non-operative bank account, if client can transfer the encashment money,
Hmm.
paid up capital, encash the paid up capital, then process can possible to complete within 1 month to maximum
Hmm.
45 days. But because this is the delay period, the encashment of the paid up capital, because after encashment, then RJC, I mean our RJC, the Joint Stock
Hmm.
Company Registration Authority, they will
Hmm.
issue an letter to the bank. Then bank will verify that letter, will send back to the RJC again.
Hmm.
This is the main time consuming period, which takes around 2 weeks. But so if the client can encash the paid up capital faster, then that time we will take very short time. Average you can count 45 days maximum.
Hmm. Got it. And how many persons should be there as a shareholder and director in the company?
Uh, in accordance with our articles of association, there we always mention that bank. If we mention that bank account will operate through the managing director, then only managing director can visit. But if there we mention that or through the joining signature of chairman, managing director, other person, then they need to visit 2 or 3 person.
Okay.
Minimum
So,
requirement is 1 person.
but number of shareholders should be two, right?
Yeah, but the
Number of.
bank account in the articles of association, we always mention a bank account on bank account management clause, and there if we mention that only managing director can manage the bank account, then managing director can visit Bangladesh and activate the non-operative account to operative account.
Okay. So while registering a company, we can register with one person, or we need 2% minimum.
Okay, there are OPC company too. Recently, Bangladesh introduced OPC 1 person company, but
Hmm.
it's not. It didn't applicable for the foreign company yet. For the
Hmm.
locally, it's just
Hmm.
under trial period. OPC
Hmm.
company in Bangladesh 1 person, but the foreign company there need 2 person. One can be individual, or 2 person can be individual, or one can be individual. One can be a company. I mean the foreign company. I mean foreign company also can be a shareholder of a foreign company.
Got it. And what about registered office? Do we need physical office there, or we can take a co-work space kind of, or what is the law related to physical office?
Okay, the mandatory requirements to have a address. I mean physical address to register a company. But
Hmm.
the practically when we register a local company or foreign company, it's not a problem. We just can use a local address to register the company, and later we can change it. It's not a problem. And most of the companies, most of the foreign companies who want to register a company in Bangladesh, they always use the we use our chamber address to
Got
register the
it.
company.
Got
But
it.
but to choose the address, we need to concern about the postage,
Got it.
because after registration there are trade license process, and trade license process it's important to get the address in a commercial area. Residential area address can't create the trade license.
Yeah.
It's the
It's very
concerning
similar
thing.
to very similar to India.
Yeah, almost, because our law is also similar to India.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. And what about, let's say I have started a company now, I have taken trade license, I have my office. What about VAT or GST? So I believe there is no GST, there is VAT, value added taxes. So what is, how it
Yeah,
works? So do I need to apply for fresh VAT registration, or uh, trade license is
there for
enough?
the no. The post registration, after completing the registration process, you first need to obtain the TIN. I mean
Hmm.
tax identification number
Yeah.
in the name of
Yeah.
the company.
Yeah.
Then you need to get a trade license in Bangladesh.
Hmm. Mm.
Then after that, if your business objective refer that you need a VAT license, I mean BIN, business identification number, BIN registration, then you need BIN. Otherwise, if you are in the service of like IT category, it's not mandatory to get a BIN. But
Okay.
mostly the product-based business, they need BIN registration. I mean VAT registration,
Okay.
and
Got it.
and VAT liability is here is the monthly liability. I mean, if you obtain a BIN or VAT, then every month you need to submit the return, VAT return. Or and for the tax liability, it's a yearly liability. I mean, every year you need to file the tax return, income tax return.
Okay. Okay.
And VAT liability is here the percentage of VAT is 5 to 15%, depends on the category of business or types of product, but maximum
Mm.
15%, minimum 2%. Sometimes it's also have 2%, but your average calculate 5% to 15%. And
Okay.
for the tax, for the company, taxation is 27.5%, average 27.5. For some special category like tobacco based business, they have 45%. Some company, some products have 40%, this type of things. But average 27.5% if the company profit. And if the company don't make any profit or run into loss, then they have tax liability of 0.6% in their sale. I mean, they are in their yearly sale, or on the yearly sale they need to provide 0.6% tax if they are in loss. But if the
This
profit, whatever the
this is very
profit,
unique
20.
actually. This is very unique. Even you are in loss, you need to pay taxes in Bangladesh. That is 0.6% of your total revenue. And what about compliance?
Yeah.
Let's say I have incorporated a company, and then what all filing I have to do? What is the schedule in a year? And
Okay.
do I need to hire a charter accountant there, or any lawyer can do that, or any specific profession is there who can handle this
Okay.
compliance, tax, and audit?
Okay. There are mandatory compliance of first is audit, yearly audit. For the new company, they got 15 months. I mean, for the new company, they first phase they get 15 months to conduct the audit. But for the regular, after that, they regularly, then yearly, they need to conduct the audit. And for the audit, one only can need to conduct it through a FCA. They will conduct the audit, and the audit is increased here now.
So my last question was that related to audit. Let's say company formation is done and everything is completed. So how do we see the audit compliance requirement in Bangladesh? How exactly this
Okay.
works?
Okay, yearly first they need to conduct the audit through FCA. Then, in accordance with the audit report, they need to file income tax return, yearly income tax return, and after completing the income tax return, they also need to file RJSC return. I mean, our registration of joint stock company, yearly return, and for the VAT, monthly liability VAT, and yearly trade license renewal. They need to maintain these things yearly. And for the audit, there have the post compliance is little costly in Bangladesh, because the Bangladesh government fix the limit of the auditor. So a auditor can maximum do 10 around 10 conduct 10 audit per year. That's why they increase the limit. The minimum audit now around 60,000 plus 10% VAT, the minimum. And for the size of the company, it's increased. And income tax return, there have nothing special about that, because the income tax return will prepare in accordance with the audit report. But to obtain the certificate of the yearly certificate of the income tax, there have cost around $300-400 minimum cost for the
Got it.
income tax
Got it.
return submission. And
Got it.
RGSC return, I mean, after completing this, we also need to file the RGSC report. I mean, they need to file the balance sheet, profit loss, etc. We need to submit in the RGSC. There also have $300-400 cost maximum, and depends on the size of the company. It can plus minus this type of thing. And if the company registered the PIN, but they don't have any VAT liability, but it's mandatory requirement to file the return, a monthly return of the VAT, and it will cost around return filing $25. The minimum $20 to $25 yearly, zero return. I mean, zero return filing, VAT filing, zero return filing is the minimum. And if they have any VAT, and VAT are mostly deducted at the source here. And trade license, as they are going to register the trade license, yearly liability to renew the trade license in every month of July. They always need to renew the trade license. This is the post-compliance liability every company must need to conduct. And the most important thing is to conduct the AGM. I mean, AGM of the company within 12 months. If they fail, then they have a big problem, because if any company fail to conduct the AGM on time, then they need to go to our High Court division to get the permission of AGM. So every after registering the company, they must need to maintain the AGM yearly. If they fail, then everything, there will have lots of problem.
Got it. So it means if you are willing to set up company in Bangladesh, you have to be very serious with the compliance, very regular in filing.
Yeah.
You can't be just registered a company and move away. You can't do like this, right?
Yeah.
And what about, let's say I have made some profit in Bangladesh, can I take it back to India? Or let's say I'm an Indian citizen or I'm an American citizen, can I repatriate my profit back to my home country? Or is there any special law related to repatriation of profit?
Okay. If you make the dividend, I mean, if you share your profit to the shareholder, then there are tax, and after paying the tax of the shareholder, you can take back your money to the country. No problem.
How much taxes I have to pay? A part of 27% corporate tax.
Okay, corporate tax is 25%. Here, if you make the dividend, there are double taxation. This is the problem, because most of the local company, they don't make the dividend, because if they make dividend, there will have double taxation. So they, how they do it, they always keep the profit in the company and take
salaries
as the salary. They get salaries to avoid this double taxation. And if you, after paying the taxation of the profit, it will be conducted as a foreign individual person in Bangladesh. It's around 30%, maximum 30%.
So as a foreign resident, I can I draw salary in Bangladesh? Can I open my personal bank account in Bangladesh?
Yeah, you can.
I can. Okay, got it. And let's say I have a company in US and I have a company in Bangladesh. The US company will provide certain services to Bangladesh company. So in such case, let's say I'm invoicing from US to Bangladesh. Will that attract VAT or any other taxes? Or no, there is a straightforward taxes. Is there any deduction in Bangladesh, like withholding taxes? Like in India, we have TDS. Like in US, there is no tax. Like in many other countries, there is no tax on making any payment to foreign entity or foreign individual. How that laws work will work in Bangladesh?
Okay. Always have TDS. If any foreign company want to send money in Bangladesh, even if foreign company send any money to individual person like you, when you send money to me, they deduct 10% tax, and for company to company, they have around maximum of 30%. And now in every year, like this year.
No, actually, my question is different. My question is, my Bangladesh company, which I have registered recently, for an example, that company is sending money to US as a payment of software fee, as a payment of any other services that has been received from holding company or other company maybe. So will that attract TDS deduction? If yes, what is the percentage?
The local company, I mean the Bangladeshi company, they will deduct TDS, and the TDS rate is minimum 5% to maximum 30%, depending on the types of service. They are the liability of cutting the TDS is the Bangladeshi company who are getting this money.
So it's let's say if there is a software services, then what is the percentage of TDS?
10%.
10%. It's very similar to India.
Yeah, and there are also some exemption there. Like we have an authority like BACCO. There are authorities. If you go through the registration process, then for the software exporting business, I mean software and importing business, they have tax exemption till 2028 for the specific permission from our Bangladesh bank and also the authority called BACCO. Only for the software exporting business, software or IT related exporting business exemption. But the normal tax is 10%. TDS. I mean,
how Bangladesh is performing in terms of software?
Sorry.
So because let's say as a foreigner, I wanted to register a company in Bangladesh as a software company. So will that help me in terms of tax deduction, or this deduction is only available for local resident, not for foreigner?
Local company, not for foreigners.
Let's say I'm a foreigner. I registered a company in Bangladesh as a local company. Will I get that exemption, or I will not get that exemption?
No, you will not get that exemption.
Okay.
Only for the local company who is exporting software, they are getting this exemption from this special permission.
Yeah.
And it's for the specific period 28.
Yeah. Thank you. So thanks for very informative session, and I have got to learn a lot about today about Bangladesh company setup, compliances and all.
Also, one important thing I need to mention about the EPZ. I mean, registration company in EPZ area. If you have any manufacturing company in EPZ, then they have lots of exemption, duty free. I mean, duty free export import things, and for the foreign company, if they want to register a foreign company in EPZ area, then for the first 5 years they have tax exemption. For first 2 years, they have 100% tax exemption. Then for the next 2 years, there are 50% tax exemption, and for the last 1 year, I mean total average first year they will get that exemption if they register any company in EPZ area. We have 6 EPZ, and they are for the manufacturing company. Firstly, they have these options, and also they have a duty-free export import support, etc. thing.
Got it. It's very similar to India. Yeah, it's very similar to India. And let's say if somebody has started business and not willing to run, or there is some issue happened, so how long it takes to strike off the company, and what the process is?
2 to 3 months. But it's mandatory to conduct the audit. I mean, you need to appoint an auditor to complete the audit, and then you can apply for the winding up of the company, and it will take minimum 2 to 3 months.
Okay. And who are the auditors basically? It's like similar to US and India? CA or CPA?
CA, FCA, they can only conduct the audit.
Okay, they can only conduct the audit. Got it. So how many CAs are there in Bangladesh?
The EFCA registered is around 400 registered FCA, and CA, there are lots of CA.
Okay.
Because and that's why the audit cost is high here.
Makes
but
sense.
CA has lots of CA here, but the FCA has only, and the document signing authority is only FCA. If they must need to sign by the FCA, the audit report.
Got it. Thank you very much for your knowledge sharing with us. I'm sure the audience which is watching our channel will have more insights. And if they wanted to set up company in Bangladesh, not only registration, you can see our partner. We can help you with tax filing, audit, everything can be handled.
Yeah.
And keep watching. Stay with our channel and subscribe to our channel. If you have any question, you can comment. Thank you again, Mr. Mujir, for coming to the session. And hopefully in next session we'll cover more about fintech and financial business, and then we'll have another sessions. Thank you very much. Thanks again.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Manzoor. Thank you so much.